Okay, guys, let's try that again. Sorry, I just wanted to check my notes because I couldn't remember whether it just dawned on me. I was saying day 10, and I wasn't sure if that was actually accurate. Yes, it is day 10 of our stay at home mom pep talk challenge. So, anything. Hey, Alex. Or hey, Sandy. Anyway, hi. Today we're going to talk about just starting the conversation. Um, there's a lot to be said for being a stay-at-home mom, and there's a lot to be said for being a caregiver of your partner or your spouse. And it is a lot. There is a lot that goes into it. Not just the caregiving side of just or logistics of just you know keeping up with small children, making sure they're safe and taken care of, keeping up with your spouse or partner's healthcare needs in terms of medication, appointments, the mental aspect of caring for them and keeping their morale up, and then yourself. It wears you down physically, mentally, and emotionally. And truthfully, this week, I have definitely had some days where I've had to tell Daryl, like, I don't know what is wrong with me. I think it's just partially, the stress because I'm so stressed with all the stuff going on with our family financially going on because this last week was a rough week with some phone calls we had with our caseworker and still just acknowledging and realizing I'm processing all of the stuff I went through last year in terms of caregiving for Daryl and Linda, who I love more than anything, don't get me wrong, and I would walk on hot coals for. But just being in that survival mode of just go, 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 putting them first, not really stopping to take care of myself as much as I probably should. And then also just pausing. I mean, our lifestyle culture here in America is very much go, 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 go. And especially when you're in a tough situation, you do get in this tunneled vision survival mode, for lack of a better expression. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's what I'm going to call it. And you get so focused on that you don't stop to take care of yourself. You don't stop to process everything properly and give yourself the grace that you need to. Like I talked about in the first video, being a stay-at-home mom and a caregiver, you need to give yourself grace because you are doing so much. You are dealing with so much, and it's a situation that not everybody gets. It's a tough place to be in, to be balancing two things that are so hard. I get it. But on the other hand, I will say that I am learning it is so important to take care of yourself because your body responds. Like my husband even today called me out on how I just been feeling just like almost panic attacky when we're in the car because I've been having some issues with some gut issues because of my thyroid disease coming up again, and I've been on my vegan diet, but yet I'm still having symptoms. They're not totally staying at bay like they usually do. And so that's made me more anxious with just trying to do life. And I like what my husband said, where he said, Melissa, if you stay in that panicky, overwhelmed, scared mode, your body's going to absorb that and just stick with it. Just like mindset. Like my business coach has told me, if you stay in the mindset of just being negative and not trying to change that mindset for the better, you don't get anywhere. Nothing's going to change. You're just going to still feel weighed down, not take action with your health. You're not going to feel better. So I think it's very important that we have the opportunity to start the conversation and and especially if you're a stay-at-home mom that's also caregiving for your partner or spouse, it is so important. I mean, yes, you need to listen and be there for your partner and your children because they are scared too. They are overwhelmed. Your partner or spouse is dealing physically with the condition, that you're dealing with, that they're dealing with, and then your children are scared because they know that daddy's not feeling well, and they're scared And they don't know, especially like if you have a small child like my daughter, she's only 2. She's known since this whole started back in December when his attacks happened, that something's wrong, that shouldn't be happening, and she doesn't understand why. And obviously we've tried to tell her why, but in a way that she can understand, but she's still scared, she's still overwhelmed, and that's normal. So that's important. I'm not disregarding that, but I think it's so important that you also be honest with yourself as the caregiver, as the one that has to pick up the slack in your home and your family, that you need to take time for yourself. And you need to be able to be honest with your partner and your spouse like we have. I mean, communication is everything regardless of what's happening, but I think it's very critical in a situation like this where even the sick spouse or partner is there for you too and acknowledges what you do. I mean, not to say that one's role is more important than the other, but just that you have a healthy understanding with each other to still, like, Daryl's physically going through his health condition, but I'm physically and emotionally being the caregiver and having to see him, dealing with seeing him sick and dealing with our daughter being scared, and then also just being scared myself of the uncertainty of, is something worse going to happen to Daryl? Am I going to lose Daryl? Am I going to be a stay-at-home mom or a single parent without my husband and my best friend to raise our daughter, and that he's going to miss out on raising our daughter? Those are some serious feelings and sorry, my daughter grabbed for my coffee. Struggles that I have felt, and that I want to acknowledge that are real, and I want to make it present in this space that if you're a stay-at-home mom and a caregiver and you're feeling those things, that is normal, and that has to be dealt with. And it is critical that you deal with that, because if you don't deal with that, then how can you're not totally healthy, and you're not totally being able to move forward day to day in the best possible way that you need to be. No, quit grabbing for mommy's coffee. Toddler life here, sorry. You're not being able to be there for your family the way they deserve for you to be there for them. So, because if you're not taking care of yourself to be able to meet their needs, then it's a house of cards. Then everyone's just weighed down and overwhelmed and scared and not feeling well, and that's not fair to anybody. So today I want you to just acknowledge that it's okay this is an important conversation. It's a needed conversation. And it's okay to have this conversation. And that your partner and spouse, even though they're sick, they're still your partner and your spouse. And they still want to be there for you. And that's something this week I've really been learning, is that even though Daryl is struggling with his health and all the implications that have hit our family in terms of finances and physical and mental and spiritual aspects, he's still my husband. He's still my best friend. He's still Linda's father. And he's...
You did grab your coffee bag.
He's still... Okay. He's still there. He's still there for me. And that's okay. So, it's okay. And I want you to feel safe, and I want you to feel empowered and safe for both of you and your spouse or partner, that it's okay to have that conversation. And then I think it's important to have that conversation of acknowledging the needs of not just the spouse, but the caregiver too. Because whether or not one of you is sick when you committed to each other, I mean, for us, since we are married, I've been very much thinking about our vows of for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, till death do us part. As God is my witness, I gave you this promise. We have definitely been living that. We've had other richer for poorer moments, but I think it's really hard when it's health, because you're really living in a tough situation where you just don't, there's so much uncertainty. Not to say that finances don't have uncertainty, but I think health has even more uncertainty. And And it's scary because it really impacts the whole family. And it's one thing that you can't. It's not like with income where you can maybe get another job or work extra hours to meet the need or get creative and meet the needs of income. But with health, it's very much a journey that's uncontrolled. Yes, you do things to try to make that health issue get leveled out to where you can live a healthy life again, and it's controlled and managed properly, but it's still uncertain. You still don't know what's going on. You still don't know what's going to happen when you still don't know what's going to happen when things change, if they're going to change for the better quickly or slowly, and it's scary. And it's hard. And I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to say that it shouldn't be acknowledged and that's not hard. So I want to leave you then with the I don't want to call it homework, but I want you to feel brave, to be able to feel safe, to have that conversation with your partner or spouse, because it's needed. And that's something that my husband and I have definitely felt this week, that it was needed. We needed to have this conversation, and we need to continue to have this conversation. So, hang on. Linda, sit down. Sorry. Toddler life, chasing a toddler. Speaking of life. Anyway, guys, remember that you are doing the best you can. You are loved. You are special. And you know you're found, and to give yourself grace. It's okay to give yourself grace. All right, guys. Well, that's it for today. I will see you in day 11, day 11 of our stay-at-home mom pep talk challenge tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or DM me. And also check out the link in my bio for link to schedule your free discovery call if you'd like to talk with me more one-on-one. It's totally free. It's just a 15-minute Zoom call. So there's a link in my bio over here on my Instagram. Or if you happen to be watching this over on my Facebook or my YouTube channel, there's links over there as well. All right. So God bless. Be safe. Give yourself grace. Be brave enough to have these conversations. And know that you do not have to go through this alone. I don't want anyone to go through what we've had to go through alone. That's the whole reason this space is for you. All right, mamas, I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye.